The Testaments, Season 1, Episode 8, Broken. This was um, a really powerful episode. It opens up with a dream sequence and narration from future Agnes. So she's dreaming and she's dancing with Garth in her daydream, and her future voice also shares that she has learned that Becca and Garth are indeed engaged, and she is engaged to Commander Weston. So, as she's coming out of that dream sequence, you see Agnes leaving her home, and she has a very uncomfortable and tense exchange with Garth where they both congratulate each other for getting engaged, but it's a very obviously insincere and painful congratulations because the feelings that are underlying for seemingly both of them cannot be discussed or realized. So it's a very although very few words are said, there's a lot said with just the tension in that exchange between the two of them. In the next scene, the girls are entering the school. So as they're going into their classroom, Aunt Vidala is at the door, welcoming all of the girls in, but stops at Daisy and stops at Shu. She lets them know that they are not allowed into that classroom. Shu already knows the deal. Daisy's surprised by it. They cannot enter because this class is going to be only for the girls that are, quote, eligible for marriage. So Daisy and Shu are a pair that day. They are going to be in a classroom on their own. As they're walking the hall together to their separate area, Daisy is curious about Talia. She starts asking Shu questions. What happened to that girl that the eyes took? And you are again reminded how indoctrinated Shu is. Shu says, well, if the eyes took her, then she must have done something bad. So there's not a question, hesitation, curiosity within Shu. She believes that, the eyes are truly there to protect them, but Daisy knows that they're up to no good at all times. So the next scene, you see Daisy in the bathroom, and it is realized that Daisy has gotten her first period. She is panicked. She is scared. She leaves the toilet area, heads over to the sink, immediately starts washing her underwear, and Shu enters the bathroom. And Shu is jealous. Shu is like, why not me? I'm doing everything right. I'm waiting my turn. And Daisy is panicked. She begs Shu not to say anything. Which Shu can hardly wrap her head around because this is the thing that she wants the most. So you definitely see the shock on Shu in that moment. And while they are having that exchange, the other girls are back in the classroom, and you get a glimpse into the quote unquote education that they give these girls. And it's literally horrifying. They tell the girls, their sex ed is the man will lead, you will follow, and if you are blessed and obedient, then you will get pregnant. That's it. That is all the education that they're getting going into marriage. Ghastly. It's wild. And it is just the reminder of how unprepared these girls are going to be and how much trauma they are also going to endure. It's just going to be another layer of trauma for them to go into everything so blindly. In the next scenes, you're going to see Hulda and Agnes paired together. So after their lesson, the girls are in the field of the school playing what looks like croquet, and Hulda is really reserved and quiet. That is not like Hulda. Agnes is tuned into this. She starts asking her, how she's doing, asking about engagement. And in that moment, Hulda actually reveals that she was abused by Dr. Grove. She is really shooken up as is Agnes. And Agnes encourages her to tell somebody. Um, and, also that would open the door for Agnes to be able to share what happened to her and how she was also violated by the same person. Um, so she encourages her to tell, and Hulda does ultimately tell Aunt Vidala. Aunt Vidala responds horribly. She shuts the girls up and tells them, like, you're not going to repeat this again, and tries to convince Hulda that she dreamed all of this. Again, going back to blaming the girls for the abuse that they endure. So that was a very upsetting scene. Now, when the girls are back in their classrooms, we're going to again be introduced to Shu and Daisy as a pairing. They're still in their isolated classroom. And Shu, which we all know has this desire to get married and is waiting for her period, she reveals a part of why she feels that way. These two are getting a lot closer in this episode. Shu shares with her that her brother was taken on Angel's flight. She does not want to let her family down. Now, Daisy is doing exactly what Rita warned her about, to not let her guard down, not get too trusting. And Daisy again starts to let her guard down. She feels close to Shu in these moments, and she's empathizing with her pain. And Daisy asks her, like, do you want me to just to tell you what sex is? And she tells her. And Shu responds in disbelief. She doubts her. She's defensive. She kind of flips a switch on Daisy in that moment. As I saw it as she became really defensive in her doubt of her. She's like, you must really think I'm stupid. That's not what happens, when Daisy really only gave her like a very basic explanation, and she probably thought she was doing the right thing. But again, letting your guard down in Gilead is never a good idea. The next moment is going to be at Becca's engagement party. So there were a lot of really revealing breakout moments in Becca's engagement party. That first moment, actually prior to the engagement party, Becca shared that she chose Garth, that it was her choice to be with Garth. Now, why she shared that is another question, but that is what she shared. At the party, we see Penny. Penny has been through a lot, and it's showing. Penny looks stressed. She looks unwell. And I'm sure a party is the last place Penny wants to be in this moment. We also finally reveal who Garth's dad is. There's been so much speculation about who it could possibly be. I know I thought maybe it could have been Nick's. It could have been Nick's. Garth's dad could have been Nick, in trying to figure it out for myself, but it's actually a new character, which I don't believe we've ever seen before. And it turns out that Garth's father actually fought against Boston, and he is paralyzed. So we have this new character. I'm sure we're going to learn more about how he fought against Boston and more of his backstory. But for now, that's pretty much all we know. There is a revealing moment at this party between Agnes and her dad. He looks sad at the party. He says to her in a moment where it's just the two of them, he says, "You're all so young." And he says, "I'm happy if you're happy." So I think he's revealing that he doesn't believe in these Gilead principles. I think that he's showing his questioning of their system, but he does say, well, this is how it has to be done. I mean, the birth rates are down. This is how it has to be done. Almost like he's trying to convince himself. So I thought that was a very revealing moment, especially coupled with the information that we already know about him possibly having a relationship with Japan. who does not have a relationship with Gilead. Um, and of course, per usual, we get moments where Daisy and Garth can let their guards down and speak on how they actually feel in wanting Gilead's fall. Daisy wants out. She tells Garth again that she wants to get out of here. She just got her period. She's afraid of having to get married. She's like, I want out. He reminds her there is no out. We're just going to bring Gilead down. There's no out. And then in the final moments of this episode, which really were powerful, Agnes tells Aunt Lydia about Dr. Grove. She tells her that Hulda is not lying, and she's basically confirming that she knows firsthand. And you can see it in her emotions that this is hard for her to reveal, but she has to do it. So she tells Daisy as well. Daisy is rightfully furious. She hugs her and tries to console her. And then future Agnes is again doing the narration, and she leaves us with never trust a Pearl girl, where I was that last sentence definitely had me jarred. I really want to know, like, how is Daisy going to live up to that? Because in that moment, Daisy is being a trusted friend, it seems. And it seems that Agnes is being the same toward her. It seems that they're really having a close relationship. But again, Gilead, close relationships are dangerous. I want to know how you think Daisy will live up to never trust a Pearl girl. Do you think that Shu or Agnes will reveal that Daisy has gotten her period? And I also want to know why Becca said that she chose Garth. Did she share that because she wanted Agnes to feel some hurt because she's hurting over Agnes? I'm just so curious why she said that. And I'm curious if it's even true. Did she actually have a say? Did she not? Really curious what the next episode is going to reveal. It definitely is leaving folks on a cliffhanger. So curious to know your thoughts.